morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, and I'm back with a very fun, very good, very important update about McDonald's, specifically about the McDonald's TCG promotion, and we've got pictures and proper information, and I am delighted. You see, a little while ago, last week at some point, I showed you that it was showing up on the Austrian website as coming on the 27th, which incidentally meant we knew we were getting some kind of news this week. We kind of had to. And then yesterday, I showed you how it was appearing on the boxes over in the UK, because they do that thing where, you know, they put one small corner of the box, and they use that to basically be like, hey, here's the next promotion which is coming along. This all makes perfect sense. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got pictures. Now, I need to give a massive shout out before we get going to the lovely Bobbing Head YT, who showed us that, in fact, it was coming over in McDonald's Australia. Now, we need to be very careful here, of course, because obviously it was originally shown off in Austria. Now we've got it being shown off in Australia. And you'll notice there are basically 12 different versions. We've got Clorf, Sir Titan, Fuecoco, Quaxley, Sprigatito, and Pikachu, each coming as both an A and a B. And yes, it is a little bit weird how they've gone for Clorf and Sir Titan. Like, yeah, fine, they're both Gen 9 Pokemon, but we look at the first part of the Pokemon and we're like, okay, fine, that makes perfect sense, we get it. And then we look at Pikachu and we're like, okay, fine, yeah, it's Pikachu. Clorf and Sir Titan, not 100% sure, ladies and gentlemen, not 100% sure. And look, the images we've got aren't great. Now, we can actually see them slightly bigger. So here are the two Fuecoco, for instance. Like I say, you can get a slightly bigger image than it initially shows on the website. But it doesn't actually really tell you very much. There are basically three things that we can get from this image. We have actually more information, we'll get there in a minute. So what do we have from this image? Well, number one, we've got the fact that it's called Pokemon Match Battle. And this is actually extremely important because it was called Pokemon Match Battle last year. And last year it was fashioned as a game, the game being Pokemon Match Battle. So basically what they've gone and done is they've essentially run it back. They are giving us essentially the same promotion as they gave us last year. It is Pokemon Match Battle. Cool. I'm down with this, ladies and gentlemen. I am down with this. Now, the hook of Pokemon Match Battle essentially was that you would get your 4 cards in a pack, and then each person would have, 1 or 2 cards, and then you would have a spinner. And you would spin around, and the spinner would then select a category for you. And then that category would essentially be, it could be like the flavor text on a Pokemon, like the height or weight or something like that. And then you would compare them, and whoever's was highest would win. It was a very rudimentary game, don't get me wrong, but it was a way of gamifying it rather than just giving you the cards. Now, as I mentioned previously, in the US, in North America, they had a plastic spinner. Over in the UK, they had a little cardboard spinner you would push out of a piece of cardboard and make. Because in the UK, you cannot give away plastic in these Happy Meal toys anymore. It's got to be cardboard or like a plush toy, which is why we see the difference. But you'll notice from the images here, these are clearly spinners. Now, there are 12 different spinners to collect. Both the Fuecoco actually do have different spinners. And it's clearly a game like before. We have those spinners. So calling it Match Attack does actually mean something. It means that they are basically running this game back. Presumably, it is going to be exactly the same as last time, which is to say they are going to make it into this exact game. Hey, look, I'm now spinning, I've gotten height, let's compare heights, let's go. That seems to be the way it's going. Which is honestly kind of cool. Like, none of us, I'm assuming at least, like you and I, are not going to sit around probably and sit and play that game and have oodles of fun playing the game. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not a terribly exciting game. But my children, who I'm going to take to McDonald's when this starts, yeah, they are going to have fun playing this game. Because they will be able to read the numbers and see which one is higher. That is awesome. Now, it's also worth pointing out, we can see, I don't know, let's look at Pikachu. Pikachu's cute. We can see from both of these images that what we've got here is clearly what happened last time. Which is to say we have packs of 4 cards, which will feature a holo and 3 non-holos. Now, last year when they did Match Attack, and I'm assuming this is going to be the case, though it is obviously unconfirmed at the moment, it was a case that only some of the cards could come through as holos. There were only a few holos to collect. The majority of the cards were non-holo, but there were a few that came through as holos. It makes the set very easy to collect, makes it basically unscalpable. This is brilliant. Obviously, the 25th anniversary set a couple of years ago, every card was available as a holo and a non-holo, but it was still 1 holo, 3 non-holo per pack. That was rubbish. It meant the set was really hard to collect and did actually... It basically encouraged people to scalp. That's a bad thing. But again, this is unconfirmed. I would be very, very surprised if it was anything other than 1 holo, 3 non-holo, which from the picture has been confirmed, and only certain Pokemon that can come around as holos. So actually, this image shows us quite a bit. It shows us that it is officially Pokemon Match Battle like it was last year. It shows us the spinners. It shows us that there are 12 different. Only the spinners and the little booklets are different. The cards will be the same. They will be in packs like they were last year. I cannot imagine for a second they are going to have a specific 4 cards in Cloth B and a specific different 4 cards in Cloth A. That makes no sense. Plus, of course, the image that they've shown us here clearly shows us that Sprigatito is a holo in all of these packs, which suggests it is a random pack, not a set number of cards depending on which of the 12 toys that you get. Okay, that's actually quite a lot. It is basically the same as last year with different cards and 12 different available spinners. This is awesome. Now, this is in Australia. There is a chance that over in the US, etc., the spinners are different, or, you know, the surrounding stuff is different, but I feel very, very comfortable telling you it is going to be Match Battle regardless of where it is, and I feel very, very confident that it is going to be just packs of cards like before. Now, this is what has been officially revealed over on the Australian website. But we do also have this image. Now, this image comes from Germany, and it shows the actual booster pack, showing the first partner Pokemon and Pikachu, and it shows 4 of the cards, the holo of which is Sprigatito, just like we see on all of the Australian stuff. It also shows a Kilowattrel, a Sotodle, and a Pormo, or a Porme, but it's German, remember, as just non-holos, which again suggests 3 holos, well, tells us 3 non-holo, 1 holo per pack, but only certain ones can be holo. It also shows us that at least in, I'm assuming this is Austria, because it's in German, and German, I believe, is the language of Austria, and we know that that is starting, well, as I record this, tomorrow, so it would make sense that some of this would get out slightly early. So, yeah, they are using actual booster packs. That has got to be the way they do it. Here is another image that basically shows us a little bit more, and again tells us 3 holo, 1 non-holo per pack, but it does confirm 2 of the other holos. So Titan is a holo, and Fuecoco is a holo. Now, if we want to extrapolate, and this is extrapolation and guesswork, but if we go back to the Australian image, what we see here is Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Titan, who have all been confirmed to be holos at this point, are in the packs, on the spinners, whatever you want to call it, on the 12 toys, however you want to phrase it. So I'm willing to bet that Clorf, Quaxley, and Pikachu are also appearing as holos. That would make sense to me, that there's only certain Pokemon that can come as holos, so they are the ones they choose to highlight on the spinners, in the toys as they're referred to. Essentially, in Pokemon McDonald's parlance, there would be 12 toys available, even though each toy is really a pack of cards and some cardboard. So that seems to be it. That seems to be the promotion. Now, it's going to be launching officially, I believe, tomorrow in Austria. So if there is more to tell you, you know I will be back to tell you. But at this stage, it seems like we basically know what's going on. There are 12 different toys that comprise 12 different spinners. But really, they are packs of cards like last year. They are match battle. Each pack is 3 non-holos and a holo. Only certain Pokemon can appear as holos. Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Titan are confirmed. And then Quaxley, Pikachu, and Clawf are not confirmed, but highly likely to be there as holos. And on this image, you can see some of the other cards, Sandaconda, etc., that have been confirmed as McDonald's cards. Nice! There is a Curlier, but it's the bad Curlier nobody plays. As it stands at the moment, they haven't shown us any really playable cards. Although, do note that Cyclizar is the one that's got 110 HP and free retreat. It is the biggest single prize basic free retreater that we have in the game so far. And it did show up in the top cut in Turin. So, weirdly, of the cards we've seen, this is the most playable. Fun little side note, that is actually a holo in Scarlet and Violet, but a non-holo in this set, which I do find kind of interesting. Oh, one last point before we finish here. How cool is the holo pattern? Remember, previously we've had the yellow borders, but McDonald's has had a different holo pattern. Now that we've gone to silver borders, the holo pattern is basically being extended to the whole card, and I, for one, think it looks absolutely spiffing. I think this is awesome. So there we go. Yesterday, I was back with an update being like, hey, it's definitely happening. Look at this new information. Today, I'm back with, look at the cards. We basically know everything. I'll probably bring you one more video on this when the full set list is officially known, so I can tell you every card that's in it. But other than that, it's here. It's happening. It is obviously a TCG promotion. Although, like I've said, right, it's going to be TCG. Over in some Asian territories, we do sometimes see random plastic toy Pokemon promotions, like this camping one that was done a year or two ago. That does happen. In the West, in the US, Europe, etc., we don't get these. It is Pokemon TCG every single time, and it is an annual promotion. So do please bear in mind when I'm giving you these predictions, and I'm saying it's going to be a TCG promotion, it's because we've got enough data now to tell us that really is going to be the case. Right, that's what's happening. I, for one, am very excited, but I want to know how excited you are. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Kanto Royalty, who always seems to pop up when I'm talking about Pokemon Card 151, and this time hasn't, and that's weird. But they are a lovely person who's been a big supporter for a while, and I'm very grateful. So shout out to them for the support and for the awesomeness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.